After a lot of use with your door, you'll find that your doorstop right here will get worn down, especially in the area that we're working in constantly. The nice thing about our door system is that that doorstop can be removed and flipped over to give you access to the opposite side, which has no wear and tear. Or let's say you've flipped this multiple times and so it's worn down on both sides, you can then move and take off the other side's doorstop, which is brand new on the hinge side, and that's gonna give you another doorstop. So you technically have 4 sides of your doorstop, right? You have the 2 on your initial side and 2 on your hinge side. So I just want to demonstrate how to remove this real quick so you know how to do it. Again, you'll hear me talk about get an impact gun, right? Get a 3/8 inch driver for it, and in this case we're going to use a 3/4 inch socket to remove the bolts over here. And these are all 1/2 inch bolts. Typically it'll start at the bottom. So just a little note before you pull that last bolt, since that is a piece of 1/2 inch plate steel, make sure you grab that, grab your last bolt, and it'll fall down about a 1/2 inch. So, real quick, you'll see that the majority of the use is on that front side, front edge, so you can even turn the doorstop like this, where you actually face it outward now. And you can see we have a little bit of wear on the opposite side because we've flipped this before. But we're actually gonna, this time we're actually flip it this way. So now you see how flat the edge is again. And again, when the guys are placing their tools in, we wanna make sure that the tool's actually able to grab that edge. And so by doing this, it's gonna give us a nice flat edge for our personnel to work off of. I'm gonna put this really worn face away from my door so that the least worn face is gonna strike the edge of the door. So I'll set this back up here, pick a bolt hole I can easily find and see through, and I'll just thread that back into that hole. Okay, once I get one in, I'm gonna throw in another one. Try to keep my hand on this thing at all times just in case I don't get that bolt all the way in. Okay, I don't want them super tight. I just want them in. Okay, so I know it's not gonna fall and hit me in the head. And now I'm gonna basically work and start adding all the bolts back into the system. Right here, so you'll see the bottom of this. You can put your fingers under there and kind of lift it up. That's one reason we don't tighten this up all the way, because we wanna be able to lift that up and down. There is just a hair of slop up and down, and you just wanna be able to adjust that so you can center it. You want to be careful when you first start threading them, because the last thing you want to do is cross thread these things right now. So it's nice if you have an open-end wrench with you, because that'll help you find that thread pitch without putting too much torque on them. So you notice at times I'm being really careful to make sure as I place the nut through the jamb and into the stop, because the stops are threaded and tapped, I do not want to cross thread this. So I'm working hard right now to make sure I get a nice straight thread pitch on it, and then I'm using an open-end wrench, a socket wrench, to kind of feel to make sure those threads are actually walking in. If I feel any tension that seems wrong, I'm going to immediately stop, back it out, and then start again. So now that we've got it all bolted back in, we should have a nice clean stop for use with our door. You will want to do a final test. All right, now that we have the door stop back in place, right? We have a nice new working side to work on. We've got all of our bolts nice and tight. And usually you can tell the bolts are in the right place because they sit just about flush to this door stop. So that's a good indicator that they're all tight. Now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and just test to make sure our door fits up properly. We'll close the door, grab our 3/4 inch dowel, place the dowel into the top hole. Make sure it slides right in place, and it does. We're all set to breach.